Listen, there's really only one wall standing between you and the life that you dream of living. It's your mindset. And today I'm actually going to share with you 3 powerful mindset shifts that are going to help you to knock down that wall completely. And guys, these aren't just theories. These are actual mindset shifts that I have personally used to transform my body and my health, build a thriving business, and create deeper, more meaningful relationships. So whether you're looking to elevate your fitness or boost your career or just have a more fulfilling life in general, these mindset shifts are the key to unlocking your full potential. And guys, make sure you stay to the end of this video because I'm actually going to be sharing my top book recommendations for each one of these mindset shifts that helped me to really hone in these skills. All right, so get your notebooks handy and let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so the first mindset shift that has been so incredibly impactful in my life is that something is always greater than nothing. Or as I like to say, all or something. This shift is about celebrating progress over perfection. Nothing crazy, right? We've probably all heard it before, but truly it is something that I live by and I teach all my clients this, and it's something that we consistently try to implement, this all or something mindset. And it's really about celebrating that any step forward is infinitely more valuable than no step at all. This whole mindset shift is really based on the concept of something called incrementalism, which is really the idea that significant change can happen by making gradual, small, consistent improvements over time. So you might be saying, Victoria, this is great theoretically, but how do I apply it? Okay, so an example that I come up against often is that, hey, the day got away from me. I didn't get my workout in. I had intended to do an hour and a half long workout at the gym. I only got 15 minutes now. What do I do? Well, I make use of those 15 minutes. I may not have time to drive to the gym physically and get a workout in, but what can I do here? Can I go for a run outside? Can I do a few squats and push-ups at home? It might seem like, oh my gosh, it's really not gonna make a difference in the grand scheme of my fitness, but it still does, at least a percentage point in the right direction. This is literally the remedy for the,
oh, I'll just start again on Monday.
Which, you know, if you've been a victim of that mindset before, that seems to perpetuate over and over again. Monday just keeps on getting pushed to the next week, to the next week, to the next week, to the next week, until down the line, you've never actually made any moves in the direction that you intended to. Even with starting my business, for example, it seemed so insurmountable in the beginning to even bring on clients, start to establish frameworks, all the things that go into building a business, marketing, selling, all those things. But if you just focus on trying to do at least one small task each day that is going to get you in that right direction, over the course of time, you will get there. This mindset is truly the secret weapon for when life gets messy and unpredictable. And let's be honest, that's often. Sometimes just showing up and doing something towards your goal is the biggest win of all. All right, so this second mindset shift is actually inspired by a friend of mine, and I have really taken a liking to it and implemented it, and it really just helps me kind of get through tough situations, and that is choose your hard. Oftentimes in life, you're gonna be faced with 2 hard paths in front of you, and you have to make a choice. You're gonna have to choose your hard. But life isn't about avoiding difficult situations, it's about choosing which ones are worth enduring. Both options may be hard, but they're gonna be hard in different ways. Staying in shape is hard, but so is being out of shape. Building a business is hard, but so is working in a job that you hate. The key is really to choose the hard that most aligns with your goals and values. I personally faced a really hard decision when I was deciding whether or not I should continue to pursue medical school. Staying meant a clear trajectory forward and a clear understanding of what to do next. Go to school, do my residency, maybe do a fellowship, become a doctor. There's my path, right? So a very clear line forward. But it also meant years of schooling and debt. Leaving that path meant a lot of uncertainty and this feeling of, oh my gosh, I just put my whole education to waste. But it also meant finding a different route of potential fulfillment and freedom. Both were really hard paths to choose from, but ultimately I ended up choosing the entrepreneurial path, and that was the right decision for me. It was the right form of hard that aligned the most with my goals and values. So the next time you're faced with a tough decision and you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, ask yourself, which decision is going to align the most with my goals and values? And which challenges am I most willing to embrace? Remember, it's not about avoiding hardship completely, it's about choosing your battleground wisely sometimes. So this third mindset shift was a very tough one for me, but once I made the decision to really step into this, it's made this year so much more fulfilling because personally, I decided I was going to change this year in particular and really work on this aspect of my mindset. And that is, if you're living authentically, like as in who you truly are, you are going to ruffle some feathers. You're going to piss some people off, and that's okay. Or in other words, if everyone likes you, you're probably not being yourself. Trying to make everyone happy is not only impossible, but it is a surefire way to completely lose yourself in the process. When you are constantly shape-shifting to other people's expectations, you're not allowing other people to connect with your true and authentic self, and therefore you're never gonna really feel loved and accepted and understood and seen by those around you, which ultimately is incredibly lonely. Personally, I was exhausted and tired of feeling this way. So at the beginning of this year, I made this the year of ruffling feathers, of stepping into the personality that I am, the good, the bad, the ugly, showcasing it all and being true to myself and saying, if you don't like it, that is what it is. Now, some people are naturally better at doing this than others, and they tend to just not care as much what other people think about them. For me, this was a very liberating mindset shift, but I think in some capacity, even if you're one of those people that feels like this might not apply to them, there's probably some situations around some people that you find yourself shifting and morphing a little bit here and there. So I would definitely challenge you to explore that and find what is it about that situation or that person that really makes you feel like you need to alter parts of who you are. And then decide, is that something that ultimately is gonna make you feel connected, loved, understood, or not? Because most likely it's not gonna make you feel all those things, and you're gonna be feeling left somewhat empty towards the end of the day. Not only did this mindset drastically help to improve the depth and the quality of my relationships, but it also made it a lot easier for me to make decisions in my business, in my finances, with my health, with my well-being, because I was more consistently aligned with what's true to myself and what's true to my heart. There's a quote that I heard the other day that I think perfectly aligns with this mindset shift, and it's that you can be the ripest, juiciest peach in the world, and there's still gonna be somebody that hates peaches. Let that sink in. No matter how great and amazing you are, there's still gonna be people who don't like you if you're being authentic to who you are. And that's okay. And remember, this mindset shift isn't about being like an asshole or being intentionally difficult. It's just about being unapologetically you. And for those of you guys that are like, hey, Victoria, these concepts are great, but like, how do I actually go about accomplishing these things? Like, give me some tactical things that I can actually implement. I got you. Here is a recommended book list for each of these mindset shifts that you can really use to hone in each of these skills. For mindset shift number 1, something is always better than nothing. Highly recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. That's my number 1 recommendation for this category. It's all about those incremental steps that you can take day after day to get closer to your goals. If you already read that, then you can check out The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy or Mini Habits by Stephen Guise. For the second mindset shift of choosing your hard and how to best align yourself with which hard path to choose when you're confronted with difficult choices, first book I'd recommend is The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Full disclaimer, I've only read excerpts of this book, but those excerpts have been incredibly powerful. I have the full book here. I'm going to plan on reading that in the next few months, so I'll keep you guys posted on, what my thoughts are, but so far, I'd say that is my number 1 recommendation for this category. The second recommendation I would have is Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth. And the third one is probably Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. And lastly, some book recommendations for that third mindset shift, which is about living authentically and being okay with ruffling some feathers and pissing some people off along the way. First recommendation would be The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Self-explanatory. It's pretty much what it sounds like it is. Daring Greatly by Brene Brown would be another recommendation I'd have, which is about authenticity and vulnerability and really showing up in your relationships authentically. And the third recommendation would be The Courage to be Disliked by Ichiro Kashimi and Fumitake Koga. Now, full disclaimer, I haven't read that book in particular, but I plan to at the end of this year, beginning of next. It's on my list. I've heard good things from peers and mentors, so I will throw that on there as well. So these 3 mindset shifts that we explored today aren't just quick fixes or cute little mantras to continue to say to yourself. They are truly powerful perspective changes that can help to rewire the way that your brain works and the way that you see the world and really align your desires with your actualized outcomes. They've personally helped me build a thriving business and accomplish fitness goals that I previously would think that were never possible, and cultivate really deep and meaningful and authentic and beautiful relationships. These shifts are the foundation of building an identity in which you can develop lasting change from. But here's what I'd recommend. I'd recommend just choosing one of the mindset shifts that stuck out to you the most, that you feel like would be the most beneficial for you to implement today, and write it down somewhere. And at the beginning of the day, try to focus on how you can implement that throughout your day and plan your day accordingly. And at the end of the day, reflect on what you did well that reflected that mindset shift. And that way you're solidifying it in both end caps of your day. And I want to hear from you guys. Which one stuck out the most for you, and what's one that you plan on implementing the most here? Put your answer down in the comments below. I'd love to hear which one resonated the most for you. And if you're ready to transform these mindset shifts into actual concrete behavioral changes that guide you closer to your health, wellness, and lifestyle goals, I'm here to help. I'll put my link down below if you're interested in my one-on-one coaching programs to get closer to living your most authentic, healthy life. And guys, don't forget to like this video if you thought it was helpful, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.